And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Today we're looking at a game called Takenoko. It is, or Takenoko, or I think it's called Takenoko. It's about a panda bear eating bamboo. Or actually, you are working in a garden trying to grow bamboo with this panda bear running around eating your bamboo. It's, the type of theme that when I first saw it, I said, I didn't really know what to think of it. Someone told me it was a really fun game, and I said, well, okay. And when I opened it up, it really is a beautiful production. In fact, it's one of the Dice Tower nominees for production for 2011. It just really is a gorgeous little game. But is it a fun game? Well, let's look at it. Each player gets a player board that looks like this at the beginning of the game, and this player board has several uses. It's not actually, I guess, completely necessary, but as the game progresses, you're going to be rolling a die on the floor, apparently. But when you roll this die, this tells you what each action of the die is. You then will have two action discs of your type, and you can take two different actions on your turn, and these are just used to mark the actions that you take. Here you have a spot to keep any irrigation tiles that you'll get as the game progresses, and the panda is going to run around eating bamboo, and so this is where you'll stick it as he chomps down and eats bamboo. And then you might get a special extra tile, and those would go here. And so basically, this is to keep track of all that. But what we're really interested in is the actual bamboo section itself. Now, this is the beginning tile, this pond, and you can see on the pond is placed both the voracious panda and the gardener. Now, like I said, on your turn, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to roll a die and see what the weather conditions are. We'll come back to that. Then you can take two actions. One of your actions can be to draw 3 tiles from a pile of tiles and place one of these tiles adjacent to the initial pond or next to 2 other tiles that are already in place. Now when you place a tile and it's irrigated, which any tile next to the pond is, you would immediately place a bamboo shoot on that tile. So that's one of the actions you can take. Another action you can take is you can move the gardener in a straight line as far as you want, and whatever tile he ends in, you will add a bamboo shoot to both that tile and any other tile that's next to it of the same color. So if there had been one here, and I moved the gardener there, then this tile would have also had another bamboo shoot placed in it. Now the most bamboo shoots that can be placed on one tile are 4. So that's the highest anything is going to get. And it looks pretty neat as you put them out. And there's different colors. So if the gardener moves here, he would normally put a yellow tile. However, this tile is not irrigated because it's not next to the pond. But what you can do is you can place, for another action, you can take an irrigation and place it immediately. You don't have to. You can leave them for another turn. But these irrigation pieces can be placed down so then other tiles can be irrigated and they can grow bamboo. Now another action you can take is you can move the panda bear, in a straight line, and then he will eat a piece of bamboo, which is placed on your board in conjunction with the other pieces that you may have eaten with the panda. So he can move in a straight line and chomp down. Another action you can take and is to draw another card. Now these cards are important. You're going to draw, there's 3 different types of cards, and you're going to draw them at the beginning of the game. When you accomplish a card, you'll place it face up in front of you to show that you've accomplished it, and you're going to get that many points on it. These cards themselves, you need to have a certain configuration that are in front of you. So you can see each of the cards has different configurations of tiles that you're trying to get, and if you can get that configuration of tiles out there in front of you, and they have to be irrigated too, then you have accomplished this goal. This one is pretty simple. This one is for the hungry panda. And as if you have these things in your stomach, like for example, if I have one of each in my stomach, I discard those from my board and I play this into play. So here we have a panda who's running around and eating things. And then the last one is there a stack of this type in play? So here I need a stack of 4. Here I need 4 stacks of 3 greens. Here I need 2 adjacent stacks of 3 pinks. Here I need a stack of 4 pink on a specific type of tile. This one is not allowed to be on one of those specific types of tile. And so if I can get one of those into play. Another action you can take on your turn is you can draw one of these cards from the top of any of the decks that you like. When someone is going to complete a certain number, let's say 8 in a 3-player game, then that person can take this face-up Emperor card, and that's worth 2 points, and that triggers the end of the game. Now, before we get to the end of the game, a couple other things. You can take these special tiles sometimes and put them on a specific tile, and some of these tiles are already special, and some of them will cause 2 bamboo shoots when the gardener shows up. Others are already irrigated, like this one here, so it doesn't need to be irrigated from the central pond. And still others have a fence around them so the panda can't eat the bamboo that's there. And you can place these on specific tiles. The way you get to place those is due to whatever weather condition you roll on the die. Now, the weather conditions that can be rolled on the die might let you take 2 of the same action. They might let you put out a free bamboo piece. They might let you take 3 actions. You can even roll a question mark and take an action of your choice. So that's basically it. You roll the die, gives you some special move that you can do that turn. You take 2 actions, and then you pass to the next player. And you keep doing this until you've accomplished more goals and missions, and whoever has the most points at the end of the game is the winner.
Takenoko fits in a category which I sometimes call gateway games, I think. Maybe a medium weight game, but a game that's simple enough that people can easily play. The game itself is kind of abstract in a sense. I mean, does it really matter that you have 2 pink tiles, like so a yellow and a green? Well, it does for the purposes of this game. What really helps this game is what I said at the beginning of the video, the production values. This game just looks good. There's just so much going on about it. But beyond that, it really has some fun yet simple decisions to make. There's going to be some luck when you roll that weather die, and that kind of determines what you're going to do. And sometimes you're like, yes, I can do the same action twice. I can take 2 cards, or I can put out extra tiles, or I take those 3 actions. They have to be different actions. None of them seem overpowered, but it does, sometimes you want a specific roll more than other rolls. What you're constantly trying to do is that you have to figure out, where you want to put stuff. Do I want to eat stuff with the panda? There's an advanced rule which we play with that says that when you draw the cards, you can't take a card that's already completed. So sometimes near the end of the game, it's hard to get a card that hasn't already been finished. And it might be easier for you to go for a specific kind of card. It might be easy for you to try to have the panda eat as much as possible. Or maybe you like putting the tiles out in arrangements. I like that there's 3 different ways of scoring, and each way feels very different. So what am I trying to say about the game? Okay, I like it. It's fun. It's not a game that I want to play all the time because it's almost a little too light for me at some points, but it is entertaining. It's certainly a different theme. It's very tactical. I almost shut off my brain when other people are going because I can get excited. Ooh, I'm going to build a bamboo shoot of 4, and then they move their panda and eat a piece of the one I wanted to grow. And so, you especially in like a 4-player game, a lot's going to happen between your turns, so you kind of have to wait for your turn to decide what to do. But it's quick and fast and fun. So, in review, wonderful production, fun, easy light game, unique, interesting theme, and offers a variety of things to do. The downsides, strategy isn't as strong as just playing tactically, and I would imagine after playing it 15, 20 times, it might start feeling a bit the same, but it doesn't matter. I keep different games like this on my shelf. You can see behind me my shelf is shrinking of games, and there's fewer and fewer, but this one's being added to it because this is a game that I can bring out to people who haven't played many games before, and the beautiful production is going to bring them in, but the gameplay and the variety of it is going to keep them coming back.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find the latest board game news at Dicetowernews.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Fun Again Games, the world's best game source. Fun Again Games has over 5,000 games available. Check them out at funagain.com.